Hi, Geoff. First of all, welcome, and thanks for making the time to come to the show. I would like to start by talking about Lala as a concept, because it's really well known in the States, but not many people know about it in Europe unless they work within the digital music field. Can you explain briefly what the company does and what the business model behind it is?
Sure. Hi, Andre. It's great to be here on your show. Lala is an online music service that helps you to organize, to discover, and to play music. We're a cloud application. We allow you to take all of your music, put it in the cloud, and we're also a music store, which means we allow you to, as you discover music, add to your collection in the cloud, and then you can get at that music from wherever you are on whatever web-connected device that you happen to be on at the time. And I know cloud applications is a bit jargony now, but that fundamentally means that you don't have to worry about which computer, which device your music, your media is on anymore. It's simply accessible to you just by being connected to the internet.
And in the past few weeks, Lala has seen a number of really important developments going on. And first of all, there's the new deal with Google on their One Box service, for which Lala is going to provide the back end. What does the deal bring to you, and do you have any projections as to how it might impact your site's traffic?
Well, sure. We're really, really excited about the most recent developments. You know, Andre, we launched our site just a year ago, so it's really great validation that just on literally our 1-year anniversary, we've had some pretty amazing announcements, one of which you mentioned, which was Google. One of the things that Lala has done and really focused on is we have tried to grow our service and indeed our brand is focused on our platform, which allows other sites around the net to distribute music, to get music on their site, and to do so via the Lala model. Now, the Lala model is very special, but we simply sell music. All we want to do is get great music in front of people, and then allow you to buy it. And the way we do that is by allowing you to listen to any song in our catalog just once, for free, and after that, to listen to it again, you have to purchase it. Sure. Well, with Google, what we've done is integrate Lala music into the One Box. Now, the One Box is an area at the top of the page that shows up when you do a search for an artist, a song, an album, or indeed a lyric from a song. Yeah. In the One Box, you get a picture of the artist or the album and a number of play buttons. When you click on one of the play buttons, a box from Lala shows up and immediately starts, a player from Lala shows up and immediately starts playing the song. The idea there is to move from music search to discovery and consumption of the music that you're looking for as quickly and as efficiently as possible. Sure. Now, we think this is going to be pretty enormous for us, obviously, getting in front of the entire Google audience, getting our brand and our model in front of a whole bunch of new folks who would have never heard of Lala otherwise. So it's definitely going to have an order of magnitude kind of increase in the number of people who come to Lala and in the end, we hope to sign up and pay for music on Lala. Yeah, sure. And how did the site deal with the scaling? Did you start off developing Lala as a site that would have millions of users, or did you have to scale it gradually, month by month? Well, thanks for asking about scaling, because it's one of my favorite topics. So I was the guy who originally built Yahoo Mail, and we have the original search architect from eBay, who's our chief technical officer, and we have just an amazing group of folks who build everything from the ground up with the intention of scaling. We're not interested in doing this unless it gets big. And, the first thing that happens when you work with Google is they say, so, we're going to put a fire hose of traffic on you. Can you handle it? Yeah, exactly. And, of course, everyone says, heck yeah, no problem at all. Yeah. But then they say, okay, well, we're going to test you. We're going to do load testing with you. And what they try to do is throw as many queries at you as they can. They talk about how many queries per second you can handle. And, they estimated that we might have to go as high as 100 queries per second to handle the traffic that this integration was going to bring. So they continuously tried to load test us. And every time they tried to load test us. Their load tester broke before we did. And in fact, we got up to 550. Yeah, it is. And we got up. They gave us they said no one's ever succeeded in their load testing the way we have. We got up to over 550 queries per second before they said, okay, we're good. We can handle more than all the traffic we could possibly send you. Everything's fine. So yeah, we from day one we intended on building a scalable architecture that could indeed scale very, very big. And as I'm sure folks are interested over there, we do plan on going internationally. We plan on being in the UK as early as Q1 of next year. And so we absolutely intend on bringing this model overseas and scaling to around the world.
And one interesting thing is that your founder, Bill Nguyen, is that right?
No Win.
Okay, cool. Thanks. He was quoted by Businessweek as saying that we've always been a company that invested heavily in the engineering, but we've never lost money on the music itself. So this is a huge departure from a lot of the companies that are operating at the moment online, especially in terms of streaming, because most of them actually are losing money until they find a way to make money out of the music they're streaming. So it's quite reassuring for your users in a way, because they know that you're not going to shut down tomorrow because you've finished your venture funding, basically.
That's right. I was going to say, Andre, a lot of music companies are built on a hope and a prayer, and in some cases in smoke and mirrors, which is they start streaming a whole bunch of music. Sometimes they have the license for it, and sometimes they don't. If they have the license for it, they're paying more than they can afford. Yeah. If they don't have the license for it, they're going to pay the piper later when eventually the rights holders come after them. That was never the approach that we took. We're on the one hand, we are purely a tech company. There's technologists through and through the company. And secondly, we went to the rights holders straight up and said, this is our model. All we do is sell your music.
Yeah.
So you make money when we make money. We make money when you make money. And it's a really simple model. We take our cut. That's it. So in every sale, there's profit in there for us, and it's not a lot. This is not meant to be a huge, thick margin business. We do it because we think the model's right. We think that it's a really exciting prospect to deliver this kind of service to millions and millions of people, and because we love music. That's the simple story of Lala.
Yeah, because the interesting thing is that a lot of even UK companies like We7 or Spotify, the Spotify especially is looking at expanding to the US, but it seems like it's taken them a long time to convince the license holders that they will be able to make money, and therefore I can't see them be able to provide the same service that they provide in the UK, because the scale of the States is such that if the service was to succeed, it would probably bankrupt them in a matter of a couple of months, basically.
Well, no matter what, unless they figure out magically how to get people to pay £10, $14 or $15 per month for music as a subscription, they're going to have a hard time. And historically, that has failed. And I personally prefer the a la carte pay-as-you-go model that Lala represents, that let people buy music that they love.
Sure.
I'd rather put a song that you just, that you emotionally connect with, and then say, hey, you can have this song for, by the way, our web version is 10 cents a song. You can still have the MP3. We sell a DRM-free MP3 for every song in our catalog, but you only have to pay 10 cents to stream it as much as you want. I'd rather have that transaction. I'd rather put my money on that transaction taking place than to have to say, oh, Andrea, by the way, you can get this and any other music you want for $15 a month, and to force you to take that kind of step. And again, that model hasn't worked very well in the States or really literally anywhere else. And I think that some of these new companies like Spotify are taking is that it's all different because their UI is different, because their experience is different, and maybe because the iPhone makes it, the iPhone and smartphones in general change that equation. We're not convinced.
Yeah. And how is the, talking about the 10 cents streaming purchase, how is the average Joe, if I can call him that, taking to this sort of concept? Are users comfortable with the permanent rental concept, basically?
What we believe is that in the end, a web song, a song in the cloud, is just so much of an easier construct for people to deal with. There's been this ever-changing series of formats for consumers to deal with. from LPs to cassettes and 8-tracks to CDs to a gobbledygook, an alphabet soup of file formats that somehow consumers have to understand, from AAC to MP3 to FLAC to all the different bit rates that you can get these different weird entities in, from 64 to 192 to 56. It's not a great consumer proposition. A web song is simply a name. It's the name of the song that you own. We think in the end that's the concept that is going to resonate with consumers. We understand also that that's going to take a while, which is why, of course, we offer DRM-free MP3s for every song in our catalog. And if you have concerns about a web song, you can always take that song with you. To really reinforce that, by the way, Andrea, the 10 cents that you pay is a down payment on the web song. That price comes off the price of the web song.
Oh, cool. I didn't know that. That's great. And moving on to the mobile field, let's say, I've read that Lala does have an iPhone application in the works.
Yes, it's been submitted to Apple. We're just working with them to make sure it makes it out as soon as possible.
Yeah, and I was wondering, is the iPhone application something that you think will bring you to a new audience, or is it, in your view, more of a way to consolidate and maintain your existing base?
That's a great question. I look at it a little differently. I think that the fact of the matter is, if you're going to offer music in the cloud, music available anywhere, anytime, you need to provide a complete solution. It's not sufficient to say this music is available on your PC. Isn't that great? I think it is great, but there are a lot of circumstances, a lot of situations where you want to listen to your music that you're not in front of your PC. You might be outside on a walk somewhere else. You might only happen to have your mobile with you. Yeah. Well, to create a complete solution, it is incumbent on the service provider to make that solution available on those devices. The smartphone category opens up the possibility of really true mobile computing in ways that have never been possible before. So I think it's a transformative event that these sorts of devices exist, and an absolute must for us to be on those devices. And whether you want to believe that is useful simply for the users who sign up on the web, or actually convinces folks who have those phones that they can then get the service and then they work in the online context. It's one seamless whole, and I'm indifferent to how people come to it. I think that I have to provide a complete solution, and the more folks that I can articulate my story to via the website, via the smartphone app, the more possibility I have to converting them to being customers of Lala.
Yeah. No, it definitely sounds like your service is the one that at present is more realistically going to be able to work out, unless any of the ad-funded ones actually manage to find a way to make money. But that's completely speculative at the moment. They haven't figured it out yet.
Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. You know, it's a complicated world out there, and we're working very hard to get our story out in front of people, and we want to move international, and we really want to, we think there's a lot of opportunity in front of us, and obviously it's been an exciting time. You know, one of the other announcements we just had was a deal with Facebook, where for any Facebook user you can give a gift of music, either this 10-cent web song or indeed a full MP3, and we're really excited about that opportunity, and we think it's built on the Facebook gifting and payment platform, so we think that's a great opportunity to get music in front of a lot of people in a social context, which is where most discovery and learning about new music takes place.
Yeah, and also the Facebook platform will also be a great opportunity to make people aware of the system of micropayments and understand the value of paying 10 cents for something, because it's something that is still in development at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, well, we have our own micropayment system on Lala itself, and this works with Facebook's micropayment system. Again, we're indifferent to that. Yeah. We're happy to take the transaction any way it can take place. And on Lala, we currently allow you to use PayPal or Google Checkout or credit card. If Facebook payments become available off of Facebook, we'll allow you to use those on Lala as well. We're indifferent.
Sure. Excellent. Well, it was great talking to you. And I just wanted to end by asking, where would you like to see the company in 6 months to a year's time?
Well, I would certainly like to see it in the UK. I want to see some very significant international expansion in North America. We'll go to Canada. We'll go to Europe and Latin America and eventually Asia, all within the next 12 months. And I'd like to see a combination of significant distribution around the world of the web of Lala music, funneling back to Lala, and I think that's really positive for the websites that integrate Lala and for us as well. And I want to see a number of mobile phone platforms supporting the Lala app, and of course I want to see millions and millions of people enjoying and discovering great new music. And there's so much great new music out there now that I can't even express it on Lala, and so I'm very excited about that.
I really look forward to talking to you again when the UK launch is going to happen next year.
It'll be a pleasure.
Well, thank you very much for taking the time, and have a great day.